That was great.
I did not even plan that.
Hello and welcome to DinnerViews. I'm Matthew Francis, and this is the finale episode of Season 1 for DinnerViews. And if you still don't know, hopefully by this point you do, because it's, episode 11 now? But it's a show where I cook a dream dinner for my incredible friends who live here in Hollywood, and then I interview them about their life, their career, and their views on the world. And so, for our very special season finale, I have an amazing guest. Pop on up, Alixs Traeger.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be the
Finale.
Finale. I was gonna say like the finalist, the finalist.
You're the grand finale guest. Yes.
The grand finale guest.
Yeah.
Save the best for last, right? You've had some amazing guests on here.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to eat.
Yes.
And I'm happy to hang out with you.
Of course. So the first thing, before we go into any like the segments that I have for the show, is I play, I just want you to kind of introduce yourself a little bit more. Okay? So give me like an abridged life story of Alixs Traeger for those who may not know it already.
It's so hard to abridge my life story.
I know.
But I'll try. So I am Alix. I am from the Bay. I'm literally starting from I'm already not abridging this.
That's fine.
I was born at 8:03 a.m. No, I mean, Matthew and I used to be co-workers at Tasty. Mm-hmm. We were both producers, so we did the same job.
Yeah.
I have just always loved cooking, and I've always loved food. You already know this life story well. But,
That's fine.
I've always just loved to cook. It was just always like kind of like a hobby of mine. I never really anticipated going into
A professional,
yeah. I studied science in college in Los Angeles. I kind of thought I was going to go into like nursing or something like that. And while I was in college, I just started a food blog for fun, and I was doing that. And then literally like 2 weeks before I graduated, I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I want to be in food, and I want to cook. My parents loved that. No, but they were like, it's just like, whoa, like you just studied this whole
What are you doing?
thing. What are you doing? But I've also always loved to travel my whole life. So once I graduated, because I did graduate, but I decided to move to Sweden. I moved there as an au pair, but then I quickly started working as a food stylist there, and that was really awesome. That's when I started to actually think of it like a possible career.
Yeah.
After, like exactly a year after having moved to Sweden, I got the job at Tasty as an intern. I like did all my interviews through Skype. I was very surprised to have gotten the position, but I moved immediately back like within a week, and I started working and literally have not stopped since. So it's been 3 years now, and I don't know, I still like pinch myself that this is all happened, and I don't know, it's all kind of weird and crazy, but
crazy journey.
It all kind of fell into place.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of going with the flow and
it's
riding the wave.
Yeah, and it's working really well for you. I mean, obviously, like, so we did work together.
Yeah.
You're incredible at what you do.
Oh,
and
too.
Of course, everyone who, thank you. Everyone who like has seen you on Tasty, everyone knows that about you. But like some things like I loved about you is, so you were like a fellow when I was an intern, so you were like my mentor.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot from you.
Yeah.
And you were like, you were there for me when like I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
For sure.
And so like it was really great to like, and not only because like as I was learning and growing, like seeing you grow and evolve and change was really exciting, and now we're like grizzled old like heads.
I know. And that's so funny though, because like you came in and I was like teaching you the Tasty way, but like you had this fancy culinary degree, and I'm like the one on Tasty who just kind of like wings everything, I guess. Like but again, that's what I always say is so great about our team was that like we had so many
a mix.
It's like a puzzle piece, that all kind of fit together, and I've learned so much from you, and maybe I've taught him a thing or two. Probably not, but
no, from you I've learned a lot of things. I've learned to like live in the moment, just like accept life, go with the flow, and the way when you shoot videos is very beautiful and it flows really well, and that's taught me a lot about video creation.
Yeah, and that's like crazy though, because I like came into it with neither a culinary degree or a film degree, whereas most people on the team have one or the other.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot about like just figuring it out and trusting that I could do it, because I believed I could, and I convinced them that I could, and that's how I got the job, and I did. And I think like if I had not trusted in myself in that way, like I wouldn't be where I am today. And like I kind of just knew, it was like, just tell me what buttons to push and I'll do it. And like someone who's gone to film school is probably like rolling in their grave. It's not just a button, but like sometimes it is just a button, and sometimes it is just like a leap of faith.
In the end, though, it matters that you worked really hard and you did the job well, and that's what people will remember you for. So never count yourself short.
You know, I am a short girl.
Okay, so that was a nice, not so short, abridged life story, but that's okay.
Was that longer than everyone else's?
Yeah, but that's okay.
I just talk a lot. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's fine. You know, it's totally, like, it's a big ask of me to have people short down their whole life, but...
There's so much that is missing in between. My emo phase. You want me to get into some things? I can get into some.
You have to send me some like emo photos of you as a teenager.
No, I didn't really have an emo. I had a tomboy phase though, for sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So the next thing is, this is a segment that I call fast food favorites.
Oh God.
All right, and because I think that through like people's favorite foods or like their food memories, you can learn a lot about them, right? So you're gonna reach into this pot and you're gonna pull out these like names of food items, so like lettuce. And you're gonna tell me the favorite flavor of each of them.
I was gonna be like, flavor of lettuce, water.
No, like, as in like you know.
No, okay, like kale or something. Okay, got it.
And then and you're trying to do as many as you can and beat the other guests.
So it's about how many I can get through.
Yes.
Oh man, I hope I don't say something stupid like when I.
Oh, people do all the time,
really?
but see, the point isn't to be correct. It's like revealing of who you are, right? So whatever you say, it like really says a lot about you, which is interesting. And what we're here to like dive into who is Alix.
Who is she? I don't even know, guys.
Yeah.
Who is this girl?
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Wait.
Oh God. No.
3, 2, 1, go.
Lettuce, kale. That's wrong. I like arugula. Dairy item. Cheese. Candy. Sour watermelons. Pasta sauce. Alfredo. No, cream. No, the pink one. Chocolate bar. Ghirardelli, like caramel, like salted caramel one. Bread, like all the bread, like literally all the bread. Smoothie, like a berry, mixed berry. Last Supper, a burger. Pizza toppings, sausage and cheese all the way, or Hawaiian. Spice, cinnamon. Oil, olive oil. Fruit, mangoes. Dessert, mango sticky rice. Chip flavor, barbecue, sushi, all the sushi, but like, spicy tuna rice, crispy rice. Burger topping, eggs. Salad toppings, croutons, because salad sucks.
Stop.
Oh.
Okay, let's count them up.
How much? Is this good or bad?
Well, okay, so the leader right now is Jaleesa.
With how many?
24.
Nah, this doesn't look like 24.
Let's count them out. Let's see what you got.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Damn! 70.
Okay, so that's like high middle, I would say. Average is like...
I really don't like losing. I like to win. That's the one thing about me. I'm like very competitive.
I'm gonna write that down.
Dang.
But that just means...
But I stumbled a lot. You know, I did mess that one up.
Jaleesa came in with a plan. She's like, I saw this, I know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, she did?
She was like, yeah, so like, I think that just means you have to come back for another time in the future, right?
Should I put this back?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And one of the most interesting, like, ones that I think you mentioned was, your favorite burger topping is an egg. Interesting.
Okay, yeah, I don't think enough people know this, and I would like to tell the world, put a fried egg on your burger, and it will change your life. I mean, I also like saucy things.
Yeah.
So when the yolk breaks and it mixes with everything, and it's just like fatty and delicious, and it gets all over, and I just love it.
Yeah, because I've heard of, like I love eggs on my burger too, but I just never thought of it as a topping, but obviously it is.
Yeah.
And like, that's just a real, because eggs are amazing
I know,
on burgers.
like literally, I mean, I just love burgers, and I don't always put an egg, because it's kind of like, burgers are already indulgent, and then you're really like pushing it with that. But there's like times where you're just like, oh, like a burger with an egg, there's nothing like it. I have like a favorite burger place at home and they don't serve eggs. So I pick up the burger, I bring it home, I fry an egg, I put it on, and then I eat it.
I approve of that. I like when people like make it their own. So that's good.
My own.
Perfect. Okay, so that was fast food favorites.
Love it.
Great job.
So fun.
The next
Wine. Now you're speaking my language.
So the next segment is called
Chug.
Maybe I should be the next one, but it's called What App? But while I serve the appetizer, you get to answer questions from social media apps. Get it?
Ooh.
Yeah. So, but here's some wine. Okay.
Yes.
We have
Fill her up.
Nice Chardonnay.
I do love Chardonnay.
Yes. Because
it's so buttery. Like, some people really don't like Chardonnay, and I'm like, why? It's like a stick of butter in a glass.
Yeah.
And I love me some butter. I'm so eager to drink. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yum.
So, for you, Alix, your appetizer is going to be the wine.
That's the only appetizer you need, right?
Right. And with
my choice of appetizer.
I was going to say, with you and with me, we could really go through a lot of wine.
Oh, we can. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me pull up these questions for you, and these were submitted by some people from my Instagram, which is Matthew Francis J, and some from yours. Let's say mostly from yours, Major Traeger.
Yeah, Major Traeger. Which, funny story, people always ask me why.
Oh yeah, let us know why Major Traeger.
Major Traeger. Fun fact, I don't think I've told this before, but I know. In college, I was obsessed with Major Lazer, the artist group.
I don't have no idea who they are.
They're like an electronic dance hall group.
Okay.
And I love to dance, and so I just loved Major Lazer so much, because they always say Major Lazer, and one of my friends said Major Traeger, and I was like, oh my god, because it was perfect. So I changed my Instagram immediately, and it's been like that ever since. I was like, maybe I should change it to Alix or something. But then I was like, no,
it fits your personality.
I'm Major Traeger.
It fits your personality. It's very you. You're Major.
I'm Major Traeger.
Yeah. Do you still follow the band? Are you still into them?
I mean, I'm not as obsessed as I was. I saw them at Coachella actually, which was so fun because it was a throwback. But no, now it's just kind of like me.
Yeah.
Major.
I like it. Okay, so here's some questions.
Okay, have a sip of wine before this happens.
Yeah, you might need it.
Hopefully you weed out some of the bad questions.
So let's start off easy with food, okay? So what are your favorite dishes to cook?
That's hard to say because I'm whenever someone says what can you cook, it's I can cook anything because I just like to cook.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess for myself, I try to remain pretty healthy when I cook for myself because I feel like in the food industry, I'm sure you know, you're around food and you eat a lot of food all day. So I feel like I have to, when I'm cooking for myself, have to kind of tone it down.
Yeah.
And I'm also all about just easy meals, especially when you're cooking all day. You're just for me, I just want to get something done. Yeah. So I do a lot of semi-homemade stuff. Yep. I'm obsessed with Trader Joe's. I think everything that they make is just so fantastic. So cauliflower rice that they have already done. So I'll do a stir fry with that, chicken, or I'll make myself steak.
Yeah.
A lot of high protein. I do a lot of meat.
We eat kind of similar. A lot of we eat both a lot of meat and a lot of veggies.
Veggies, yeah. Meat and veggies. I'm that's where you kind of keep it balanced.
Yeah. So that's some good dishes that you cook.
Yeah. But nothing like you, Matthew. He literally will whip something up for lunch. With scraps. I'm just where did this even come from?
Who inspires you? Is there a certain person out there who's your idol?
I know this is so overdone, but I love Oprah so much. She's so inspiring. You can't deny it. She's so inspiring. She knows exactly how to speak. She knows how to speak, but she knows what to say in every situation, just like that. And she's so insightful and
she's so calm and collected,
and just also just loves bread and food, and I love that about her. And she's funny and just lives her own life, and I don't know, I just love her so much. But my mom and my aunts, as a unit, I love them so much. They've been such a big part of my life. Specifically, my Aunt Pam, who is a chef and was huge inspiration to me growing up. And we always joke that we're the same person.
Oh, cute.
All of my aunts, they all are just hilarious and crazy and loud, but also just very strong women.
Yeah, I can see
who
that.
I've always looked up to. They do what they want and they don't take anything. Can I swear?
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. I think
they
we'll
don't
maybe
take any
bleep it.
beep.
You can say it, bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
And they are all this like unit of strong women, sisters. They are just amazing people, and they inspire me every day.
I like that.
Love them.
Cool. For you, what are deal breakers in a relationship?
Whew. Okay. So.
Because we've had some private conversations. But in general, what are your thoughts?
Deal breaker. It's hard to think of like a deal breaker versus like what I am looking for.
Well, start there. What are you
I
looking
guess
for?
maybe that means I'm like more of a positive person. I don't really think of like, glass full and stuff. No, I mean, I think a deal breaker would be, well, first, if someone's just like a jerk.
Yeah.
Or if someone's like conservative.
I mean, kind of fair.
No, if someone's a jerk, if someone makes me feel inadequate in any way.
That's a good one.
Or less than, it's all one-sided, and I'm the one putting in all the effort. It's such a turnoff because I've done that before, and I have so much to give, and I know that about myself, and I want to give it, but it bites me in the butt because when you give, people, I think it's just kind of natural to take.
Yeah.
And yeah, you live and you learn, but like I think at some point you realize like you just don't have anything more to give, and it depletes you as a person. And I think like now I'm more aware of that, and I try to cap myself. But yeah, I don't know. So those are big deal breakers just because I've like had to deal with those issues a lot in the past. But yeah, I mean mostly when I'm dating, I'm looking at like what I want rather than like what I don't want. Oh, this is the big one. Here's the big one. I realize. Like, I know I'm a person who's a lot. And I know that about myself. But anyone who tries to change me and tries to dim my light, is that a way to say
definitely.
it? I've been with so many people who say, like, be a little bit quieter, like, do a little bit less. Like, and it turns out, it in turn makes me feel like they're embarrassed of me.
Yeah.
And I want to be exactly who I am, and I do not change myself for anyone. So it's like immediately if someone starts to say like, oh, like just do less or like do it, like I'm like, nah, like
Good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've always tried to operate as like exactly who I am in all facets of my life, and I think it should be no different in dating.
Because if they are trying to dim your light, right, then they're not really like in love or
with me.
With you.
Yeah, exactly. If they want to change who I am, then it's
find
not
someone else.
Me. I need to find someone else. And it's hard. I mean, because specifically for me, I know I'm a lot. And I know it's going to take maybe a minute for me to find someone who can handle all of this. Because it's a lot.
But then they, if they can handle you, then they earned you. You know what I mean? Like, and
that's a good one.
Yeah, and it's like, and you should wait for someone who's willing to do that.
For sure. And like, I've been in relationships where I have change. You're not developing a relationship with someone as your true self. Yeah. And so it will never work.
No, never.
And maybe in the moment it feels good, but it will never. You have to think of the long term, which is hard for me because I'm like, live in the moment. Yeah, this feels so good. Like I want it to last.
We're
but
both
like,
Aries like that.
Yeah, but then you gotta be like,
hold out for the long haul.
Yeah, you think I'm not good about thinking about long term, but you need to think about long term.
But that's a good deal breaker. It's like and they should be into you as a person.
Exactly.
What would you like to be known for?
Oh man, I couldn't have answered this question maybe even a year ago, but I do, at least right now. Maybe this will change. I love how people respond to me being goofy and not taking life too seriously and laughing a lot at a lot of like things and randomly maybe I shouldn't be laughing at, but like I've always just been this way. And some people are like always ask me like, how are you so happy all the time? Why are you so happy? I'm not happy all the time. Like I'm human. I experience human emotions and I'm sad sometimes, but I think like I really try to remain pretty positive, and I try to laugh through hard times and happy times. But being on camera, which is something I didn't really know I was ever gonna do, and I've tried to remain like exactly myself on camera. I didn't even expect people to be like, wow, this girl laughs a lot. And whether they're saying that as like, why is this girl laughing so much? Or like, oh my God, Alix is laughing all the time. I love that people hold on to that, because if I can just brighten anyone's day who's having a hard time or who's sad or just needs a break from life or just wants to laugh or anything, like, I feel like that is all I've asked for.
So you want to be known for just, like, bringing joy.
Bringing joy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and whether that's through food, which I love, too, and I love sharing that, but, like, there's so much more that I love, too. Like, food is definitely my main thing, but, like, travel and, you know, like, fashion and beauty and fun and, like, lifestyle and vlogging and whatever, like, I want to do it all, and if I can just bring joy through any of those, like, platforms or mediums or whatever, that's all I can do.
Well, you're already doing it, so it's like...
I hope so.
Yeah, I just think it's just... Now, you know, this is a whole larger conversation, but, like, you're on a path where, like, you're doing what you want, you're figuring out what you don't want, which is important, and I think that just leads you to more joy, which is exciting.
I hope so. Maybe people are laughing at me, maybe they're laughing with me.
I don't think so.
No, but, like, genuinely, if they're laughing at me, I'm fine with it, too, as long as people are laughing. Like, I love it.
Yeah. Well, one thing, like, we always say, like, all of Alix's friends, like, a lot of times you can, like, hear her voice and her laugh enter the room before she enters the room.
Yeah. I know. My voice really carries, like, through everything. I get yelled at a lot for being too loud. My voice has dropped, like, 3 octaves.
Is it? Yeah, it's deeper.
It's deeper because I think I talk so much and I'm so loud and it's, like, getting raspier. People are, like, meet me and they're like, wow, your voice is so raspy. And I'm like, didn't used to be.
Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
Oh, Lord, I don't know. I literally don't know, but I'm okay with not knowing.
I think that's better.
Yeah.
Like, I think, because I'm someone that gets, like, debilitated with options.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have to plan something, but I think it in a lot of ways holds me back.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish I could be more like that, and
No,
so you just, like, go with life.
I'm very much a go with lifer. I'm very much spontaneous. I make big, crazy decisions in an instant. And I'll be like, once it's in my head, there's no going back and I have to do it. I guess, backstory, when I was 16, I decided I wanted to move to Australia. When I was 16,
Wow, okay.
So I, like, talked to my school, my high school, about letting me transfer credits to Australia, and I moved for a semester.
Wow.
And I figured it out myself. Like, there was no program at my school. I just wanted to do it. And I think that... I mean, I've always been kind of, like, impulsive and crazy
and you're
like
very
that.
self-starter. You're very much a fan that does your own thing.
My parents have always been so supportive. If they're watching this, they are probably watching. They watch literally everything I do.
Oh, do they really?
Every single thing. Sometimes I'm like, how did you find this?
My parents could not care less.
Oh, no. They, like, literally watch everything, which I, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, don't watch that. But, like, they do. But, yeah, no, they've always been so supportive of me and my decisions. And so when I came to them after I graduated and I said, like, hey, I want to move to Sweden, they were like, they weren't even surprised. They're like, okay, like, you know, if you want to figure it out, sure. Yeah. And so I did. And I genuinely do not believe that I would be where I am today if I hadn't made those crazy decisions, because they were always decisions that were based on my instincts and my gut.
Yeah.
Like, always. And I am making a lot of big decisions lately, and I'm still, like, sticking with my gut.
Yes.
And sometimes, like, when you grow up, you question that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why kids are so fun and cool and crazy and, you know, do what they want, because they don't question
Their gut. Whenever you make a decision that's on your own gut, even if you falter, you make a mistake, you never regret those decisions. You only ever regret things in life when they weren't your choice.
Didn't. Yeah. And I know that, like, exactly what you said. Like, if I look back and this was the one time I didn't trust my gut, I would so regret it. Yeah. You know? And it's like, yeah, you fail or you fall or you make a mistake, but, like, that's what life's about. Yeah. And, like, at the end of the day, if you're doing what you think you need to do, if you're doing what serves you or what is right for you, then that's all you can do in life.
All you can do.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, sometimes my decisions are a little bit more wild or crazy, but, like, I've never regretted, like, moving to Australia and, like, meeting amazing friends there that I still call, like, my sisters when I haven't seen them in, like, 5 years, and, like, moving to Sweden and starting my career in the food industry that I didn't ever know I would fall into. And all of these crazy, wild decisions that I've made have brought me to where I am today. And, you know, maybe I'll keep making crazy, weird decisions. Maybe.
I hope so.
I will. But, like, and hopefully they don't leave me astray.
No,
but, like,
I think it's if things keep going, it's just gonna get better and better and better. So in 5-10 years, your answer can just be, you'll see.
For sure. And that's why I'm totally fine with not knowing where I am in 5 and 10 years. I can't even tell you where I'm going to be in 6 months. Like, I literally can't tell you. And I'm fine with it.
Amazing. To me, that's inspiring, actually.
Oh, thank you.
But
like, I won't even know where I am in a week. I'm literally like, I have no fucking... No, sorry. I have no clue. I have no clue.
That's okay. Okay, well then, thank you for answering all the questions.
Now it's time to eat. I'm so excited.
Time to eat. And well, I'm going to get the food. And when I'm giving you your dream dish, you have to dish for us about a secret that no one knows about you, or like tell us like a subject that like the world should know more about. Okay, so think about that. I'll be right back.
What do I want to talk about?
So right here in front of us, we're having roasted chicken with the Panzanella Salad, and it comes like this is like a version of Zanies Cafe, which is a place that you grew up near. So give us the down low on Zuni's Cafe.
Yeah, so I grew up near San Francisco, California. This is actually one of my favorite restaurants. It's called Zuni, and they are very famous. So Judy Rogers is a very famous chef, and she has this delicious roasted chicken recipe that is Zuni's like classic dish. So you get like a whole roasted chicken and this Panzanella salad, which has like the drippings from the chicken, and it is just like the most delicious, juicy. Like you can't go to Zuni and get anything else like but this meal. And so I used to go here all the time with my family. Panzanella is just the best kind of salad because it's literally bread salad.
Yeah.
And I don't really like salad much, but I love bread. As you know, I love all kinds of bread.
Same.
So it's just like bread salad. So that's way better than lettuce salad. And yeah, so this is just like one of my favorite meals. I mean, I don't have it often. Zuni is a hard place to get into.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a really like famous restaurant. So yeah, and I'm actually not home that often. It's funny because I feel like people who are from further out of town go home more often than I do. And not to say that I don't love home. I love my home. But it's just like, I feel like when you live really close to your home, it's like you're just like, oh, it's there.
Want some chicken juice?
Yeah, you gotta get the chicken juice. Get that chicken juice on there.
Oh.
There
we go.
But when... I don't know, when you live like close to your home, you're like, oh, it's like right there, and so you like don't end up going home that often.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's a thing.
And your hometown, is it San Francisco?
So I'm from like 20 minutes south of San Francisco.
Got it.
So it's more of like a suburb, but like 25 or 30 minutes south of San Francisco.
Same.
Yeah, same. So it's like, that's my big city.
Gotcha.
That we would go to, but I'm from like Silicon Valley more area.
Got it. And yeah, so I mean, this might not be a perfect replication, but I hope it's similar enough.
It smells and looks delicious.
Okay, good. And I'm also like, I love that your favorite green is
arugula. I know.
Arugula.
I remember when I said kale, I was like, no, kale is not my favorite green.
Good.
It just came out of my mouth. That's why I said am I going to say something dumb? It was kale. Kale was dumb.
But also, but yeah, arugula.
I love arugula because it's a little
so
bitter.
Like, it's a little bit bitter, a little bit peppery.
Yeah.
Really good with meat too. So that's why it's
for sure.
Okay.
I'm already gonna have a bite of
so
this
yes,
I'm so
try
hungry.
it. Please try it. Let me know what you think. Roasted chicken with Panzanella salad.
It's so good.
Is it? Okay.
And it's like, it's simple. Like, that's what was really hard because I was like, when Matthew asked me to be a part of this,
yeah,
I was like, I don't know what I want. Like, you can have anything. I was like, trying to think of the best thing.
Yeah.
It's so hard because like I love so many foods, but like then I just like remembered my love for just like roasted chicken and this Panzanella salad, which is literally just like bread and arugula, and there's just like nothing like it. You know. So thank you for letting me experience this again.
Good.
But like still, you gotta go to Zuni.
I know. I want to.
It's an amazing restaurant. And if you're in San Francisco, I mean, if you're in San Francisco, you've heard of it. But like, if you travel to San Francisco, go get yourself some roasted chicken at Zuni. It's like the staple of the city.
But see, this is why I like this show, because people are like, you know, when you're around food and you're chowing down, you're
That's
most...
what I'm telling you. Let me just tell you.
Your most real self.
No. I am always the most, and I've heard this from my friends.
Yeah.
I'm like a very unattractive eater because I am so into the food. Like, I just like go for it and I take too big of bites. And that's what's so funny is that like I've had to really be on camera eating a lot in the past year. And I'm like, oh God, like this is not cute. Like this isn't my thing. So I've tried to like tame it down, but I just can't help myself. Like I just like, when I see food, and that's what's like so great, and I'm sure they're the same way. It's just like kind of weird. My mom is kind of like this. There's some people who like don't get that much joy out of eating.
Oh, I had a friend, or not a friend. Yeah, he's not my friend at all. He was a friend.
He's not my friend.
He didn't like food, so he's not my friend at all. He was like a person from like high school. And, like when I said I want to go into food professionally, he was just like, what a waste of like your time. I was like,
it's crazy.
Like people are just like robotic with food.
And I'm like, my mom. I'm like, how did I come out of her? But like. Yeah. She is someone who's like, sign me up for a shake that has all of my nutrients and all of my things so I don't have to think about it. Drink it in a day and you're done. And I'm like, how could you ever?
I'm like, kill me.
How could you ever do that? No. Like, I can't understand.
Well. That was great.
I did not even plan that. Seriously, what is wrong with me?
ASMR.
I don't know. This is delicious, Matthew.
Yeah, good. Right? Because what I like about Panzanella, because some people are very wrong and they think Panzanella is just like salad with croutons. It's so different. So different. Because if you have croutons, they're supposed to be crunchy all the way through. Panzanella, you're supposed to have like...
the soggy?
Yes. It should be a little bit crispy on the outside, a little bit of a crunch when you first bite, but then it should be soft, bready on the inside.
It like soaks up all the juices
of
everything, and so the bread is like so much better. I think I literally... don't worry, I'm probably spilling everywhere. I think in the quiz thing I said like croutons.
Yeah.
But I actually really don't like croutons because they're just so crunchy and just like do nothing for me.
Yeah, this is better.
But like, it's not that I don't like bread. It's just like croutons kind of suck. But like Panzanella, like get yourself some Panzanella. Try it if you haven't. It's way better than croutons.
Agreed. And do you know how you do it? Differently cook-wise? So when you do croutons, you put them in the oven at like like a normal like maybe 350, 400, and they go for about 10 to 15 minutes so they dry out completely. Whereas with Panzanella, you season it the same, olive oil, salt, pepper, but you put it at like a higher temp, like maybe like broiling, and then once it's like the outside's charred, you take it out and then you like leave it in big chunks like that and you rip it apart. That way it's still bready on the inside. Like you don't cut like little cubes for Panzanella.
No, no little cubes here.
But yeah, so like here, I'll give a little like recap on how I made it because, so she sent me a recipe from the San Francisco Chronicle, which I'm like, great, I'm sure it's really authentic. They probably got it from the recipe, from the cookbook itself, from the restaurant. But man, reading that was a chore. It was it was so confusing to kind of break down how they were doing it.
Oh, really?
And it was very specific to like one person's kitchen and one person's...
Wow. I assumed it was like a good source.
No, it's good for me because then I broke it down, and I think when I make the recipe video and when I have like the text for it, it'll be really easy for other people to understand, which is great, so they make it at home. But it was just like so very, very specific to like one lady's pan, or like the person who wrote it, I feel like was like very specific to her, and I was like, this won't work for everyone. So I think I kind of made it easier to understand. But no, it was still really interesting, and it's a very involved process, which is really cool.
Did you do like the whole like chicken thing?
Yeah.
So that's the other thing with Zuni is that it's not, obviously we're talking a lot about the Panzanella, but the chicken is so special because there's this process that they do to ensure like the crispiest skin for the roasted chicken. So it's like salting for...
Yeah, I'll do it.
However many days in the fridge.
Yeah. So to make this really special Zuni's roasted chicken, what you do is first you want to have a really good quality chicken. You want to get a whole chicken. It should be hopefully organic or like pasture raised. You don't want to get like a cheap chicken from like Ralph's, okay?
No cheap chicken here.
And then what you want to do is once you get it, you like remove the gizzards, and you're gonna really.
Oh, you literally like got the full chicken.
Yeah. I didn't like defeather it or whatever.
You killed the chicken in your kitchen.
Yeah. No, it was just like organic from like Whole Foods. But then what you do is you kind of like loosen the skin and you shove thyme under the skin, and then you heavily salt it with salt and pepper, and then you put it in the fridge. And you kind of like leave it uncovered for like about at least 2 days. And since refrigerators have like a circulating airflow, it really dries things out, especially when there's salt on the skin of the chicken. It's gonna like extract moisture. Oh. So like when you take it out, it's like almost hard. And then and you just make sure no matter, even throughout the whole process, you kind of like damp it with towels or you dry it off with paper towels. And then you put it into, you get like a cast iron pan or like a hot roasting pan, and you get it like scorching, and you put the chicken on, and then it's like, and then you put it into the oven right away. You roast it for 20 minutes with the breast side up, turn it over, and do 20 minutes with the thigh side up, and then you flip it back over and do.
I haven't even done this. Yeah. I just like eat it.
And then you put the breast up for the last 5 minutes, and then it's good to go. And like you'll be shocked, like the skin is so like puffed up and hard, and hopefully.
She really was like a scientist.
Yeah.
It's Judy. And they literally have coined the term Judy bird because of Judy Rogers. So they call it a Judy bird. And a lot of people actually do this now to their turkey for Thanksgiving because, I mean, it acts the same. Yeah. I mean, it's a longer process because turkeys are so much bigger. But yeah, I mean, it's just like the crispy skin, which is what you're going for any like poultry. Yeah. This is just like a great method.
Yeah. And like, cause I have like my normal way to do chicken, and this is, it has like a similar effect, but this was like a little bit more puffed and a little bit more crispy. So like I'm gonna like really utilize it in the future more.
Oh, good. Yeah. I know, it was weird because I was like, when he made me like give him a recipe, I was like, okay, but this is like takes like 3 days, you know?
You know, and keep this in mind, this is for all recipes and all cooking. Any recipe that's given to you is like a guideline. So like if you season it and then cook it right away, it's not going to taste bad. It's still going to be crispy. It's still going to be delicious. Yeah. You don't have to do the whole 2 to 3 day thing. It's just going to take it that little extra step even better. Yeah. But like,
but you want to do it.
If you, you want to.
You want to try it.
But if you see the recipe and you're like 3 days, never. Like your life is not going to end to either wait and do 3 days or just pop in them right away and eat it less crispy. It's fine.
I already know this answer, but are you a dark meat or a light meat person?
I am so a dark meat person.
Of course.
I only really like...
Only like dark meat.
Yeah.
Really.
I can do like chicken breasts, like if I'm in a pinch or if I want to like just have protein, but no, like the moist, like dark meat, oh, it's so much better.
I used to buy like packages of chicken breasts and kept them in my freezer, and that was like all I would eat. I literally never buy chicken breasts anymore because I'm just like, it's not even worth it. Like, yeah. There's so much more flavor and like juiciness in dark meat. I get if you like the other thing. My dad's like a white meat through and through. I think nothing like that.
Well, I think there's people who like moisture and people who like texture.
Like dry? People who like dry?
Well, yeah. Well, does he eat it with sauces or something usually?
He just only eats white meat.
Okay, maybe that's a little odd. Okay, sorry, Mr. Traeger.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure he's watching this. He only likes white meat, and he only likes steak well done. And I'm like, come on. I mean, he grew up in the Midwest. But you do too, right? Like, they're just like, the Midwest is so...
My mom does that. I'm like, Mom, she's like,
really? You're ruining the food.
She'll see an ounce of pink. She's like, I can't eat it. I'm like, Mom.
Can't do duck. Like, can't do gamey. Like, I'm just like, come on, Dad. Come on.
Well, he would eat this though, right?
He's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, he's still great.
Love you, Dad.
Love you, Mr. Traeger.
But, come on, your food choices. You gotta...
Okay, so while we're still eating, let's kind of just like dive deeper into Alix, and this is where we kind of get deep. You want more wine?
Wine for this.
Do I know you or what?
We're gonna get deep.
You know, obviously, you've had like a really great last 3 years, and even before that, like, you know, you've had like a really exciting, thrilling life.
For sure.
But there's only a certain part of you that the public like would see, right?
Yeah.
Through Instagram, through whatever.
Of course.
What would you say is something that people would not know about you? Or like, you know, what are you like holding back? Like, is there a side of you that's like very much more private?
Yeah, I mean, I had to burp again. So I try to remain like 100% myself when I'm in videos, on any of my channels. But I mean, obviously social media is hard. You see just a percentage of someone.
Yeah.
That being said, everyone always asks me, how are you so happy all the time?
Right.
Why are you so happy all the time? And it's just like not true. Like I'm not happy all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a human being.
Yeah.
I do think I am a generally positive person.
Definitely.
Like I do think maybe I'm generally
Look on the bright side more.
I do think I try to remain pretty positive, but like in no way am I happy all the time. And I don't want people to think that because, you know, I feel like it makes people feel bad if they're like, why am I not this happy? Like, and it's not the case. And I think a lot of people look at me and say like, oh, she must not have had a tough life. She must not have had any problems. And I'm like, that's so not true. Like I've been through a lot. You know, I've been through some really, really horrible times.
Yeah. You're going through hard stuff now.
Still going through hard stuff now. But I think, like, the only way to process through those times and to get through those times is to laugh.
Yeah.
Like, I am just, like, someone who gravitates for laughter. Whether it's good or not, it's been my mechanism of coping. I would hate for people to think that I'm just happy all the time. And it's literally, like, the number one question I get.
Yeah.
I just don't want people to like feel bad about their own lives or feel bad about their own selves. Yeah. It does annoy me if people were to judge me and think like she is just some girl who who's gotten everything handed to her and hasn't had any hardships and literally is just like lucky and coasting through life, which is like so not the case.
Right. I was gonna say, like, obviously, like, you know, you're one of like the main faces of Tasty, and you know, there's a huge following of people that like really just like adore you, but like people probably think that your job is only to be the face, and they don't realize just how much work you do. It's insane, you know. And like we had the same job, but like you had like even like more like responsibilities in so many ways. So like and I could barely handle the job I was doing, you know. So it's like
it's really hard.
It's a lot of work, and so what? Let's go into like what are some things that people maybe don't know you do at work? So what are some things that are like kind of more hidden?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, and like I am so grateful for my job. I'm so grateful for Tasty. I'm so grateful for everything that I have. But yeah, it's a tough job. It's not easy. We as producers are, and the job has evolved in many ways. We've brought more people on to help alleviate the workload. But you know, ideating recipes, which is hard because a lot of recipes are done. So you have to come up with things that are new, which is so hard in this day and age. Yeah. Coming up with the recipes, testing the recipes, shooting, so cooking and shooting simultaneously.
Same time.
Which is really hard with operating 2 cameras on your own. You know, fielding emails and everything that goes with a daily job, meetings, and making sure your schedule works out where you're able to shoot all your videos. Then you're editing, which takes a lot of time as well. And you're ideating your next video while you're still finishing your last 3 videos. Doing
reports on your videos that went out.
On your videos.
Audience analytics. Like there's like so much that...
And then on top of that, I have this whole extra piece, which has been so fun and so great and something that I've like actually gravitated to even more, of like appearing in Tasty videos, which I actually don't produce. All the videos that most of the videos that I've been in, I don't produce them. I just am in them. But that's still a huge time commitment because you're showing up and it's you know, cooking something or doing a cooking competition, which you've been involved in. So appearances, and then even just like maintaining my social presence is a full-time job. Because you see like influencers who do that as a full-time job, and
I watch your Insta stories and I get tired.
It's hard. It's like it's hard to be like on all the time, and not that I am, and I do take time off, but like there's so many moving pieces, and sometimes my mind is in 3 million places at once. And I again am so grateful for it, and I love it. But it's so draining sometimes because I'm like, how do you just keep up? It's impossible to do everything, and sometimes I'm bad at delegating and like being like, I need help. But I'm learning to ask for help, I guess, in more of the recent times. But yeah, no, it's so fun, and I learn so much, and that's what I love. And I think what's so exciting is that I have like so many different jobs that like I don't get sick of one job because I'm doing so many different jobs.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, so for one, so now that you've learned like all the extra things that we used to do as tasty producers and what our job was, like when you see Alix, like appreciate how much she's doing, right? Like
no, but you don't have to.
No, you should appreciate her, and then but also just like
I mean, and people see me goofing off and they think that's all I do, and it's so not true.
No, because you are a business bitch.
I hope so.
I choked on that.
Don't choke on that, no.
Business bitch, Alix Traeger.
But also, it's like some of the comments I would get on Behind Tasty were like, who is this girl? She can't even do her job. Why did they hire her? Yeah. And I would be like, oh, that's so frustrating to me because, one, Behind Tasty, the whole point of it was for me to do something that I've never done and something that's like insane and really hard and something that like is out of my like repertoire, like, you know, like something that I, having not been to culinary school, wouldn't know how to do. And it was like the journey of figuring it out. Not only was I doing that process for like weeks at a time, I had to maintain my other work and my other, you know, jobs, my main job. So it was a lot of work. So majority of the comments were like so positive, and I love all of you guys so much for that. And that was literally Behind Tasty. I view it as like my start for all of this whole life. But yeah, those comments that were like, why they even hire this girl? She can't do anything. That is my trigger point. Those are the people that I'm like, you know nothing, Jon Snow. That's the thing with this whole life, which is all very new to me, but like there's trolls and there's, you know, and like before it was like trolls on Tasty, which we were accustomed to. Yeah. But then being more public and being a face of Tasty, there's trolls on you. And that's just how it is.
And it's like a personal.
It's personal.
It sucks.
I do feel like I have like a thick skin, but I mean, on some level, like how could that not affect you in some way? But I always just am like, they're just miserable and just want to break people down. And
well, I've also realized like a lot of people that leave mean comments, it's such a reflection of like they're just projecting what they're going through. So like, let's say if they say, oh, like let's think of something dumb, like her eyelashes are stupid. It's because they probably are insecure about their own eyelashes, you know, or whatever. So like they're just like, it's like it has literally nothing to do with you. And it's all about them. So if you just, you know, block it out, then like, you can move on with your life, and it's still them suffering. It's still them. It's still them wishing they could do what you're doing.
Yeah. It's like I don't want anybody to suffer, but it's like it's also like, dude, we could all be friends. Like, why leave me comments? Like, why make me feel bad? Because also you kind of get a perspective of like, you think people who have like a little bit of a following or like a lot of bit of a following, like, then all of a sudden can
they're not
take this like
onslaught
of like mean comments. But it's like it's not the case, and like I'm no like big name or big celebrity, but like you get a taste of that and you realize like, wow, some people who are like huge celebrities and you think you could say anything about and it doesn't touch them, it does. It hurts. It hurts. It's like you're human. And anything like that would hurt. And honestly, what I always say is that like, if you say anything to anyone and you think you're like being original, like they have already said it to themselves. And like
a million times.
I always say that the meanest person who's ever been mean to me is me. You know? And that's just the truth. And so like just realize that like anything you've said, like I heard it. And I've said it to myself.
Are you trying to work through it and move on?
You're trying to work through it. So it's like, why bring people down like that if like it's not necessary.
No.
And I'm gonna eat my chicken.
Please do. But yeah, I think like at that role, like I had to like remind myself that no matter what horrible video I was seeing, or like, you know, I was against whatever the video was politically, or I was angry at the person in the video, or I thought it was stupid, I would still never leave a mean comment because I was like, what a waste of my own time. So like it shows you that the people that are leaving negative comments, like how desperate must they be to, I don't even know what, for attention, to like express
and also,
an opinion.
I'll just note, I also really, really hate when people pit Rie and I against each other. You guys probably all know Rie. Maybe she'll be here one day, but we are kind of like sisters at work. Like, we're so close, best friends, like, love her to death. And there's some natural, I guess, thing that happens when people are like that. And, like, we're doing the same role, so we operate kind of in the same way. And that's why we've gotten so close, is because we kind of started around the same time. We do the same role. And we have sat next to each other for, like, years. Yeah. And it makes me so frustrated when people feel like they need to pit us against each other. Because I'm like, why? Like, there's no reason. Like, we're two... Although, like, we come together like bread and butter, like, we're two completely different people. Yeah. And there's no reason that, like, this competition thing, it's like, it doesn't exist. And, like, I hate that people put it in the air or comment things. And it's just, it's really frustrating to me because I'm like, no, like, especially, like, women against women. Yeah, it's always been such a classic, like, thing of, like, women have to hate each other. And I'm like, why can't you build each other, like, build us up as, like, counterparts who are great friends who love each other and lift each other up without having this, like, weird negative energy, which I really dislike. So that's another thing that I just burped again. I dislike. But yeah, like, if Ray's watching this, she's gonna see me burping and slap me on the face. She's like my mom. Oh, I have a lot of moms at Tasty.
Hi, Rie, we love you.
Hannah's my other mom at Tasty. I have a lot of moms at Tasty because everyone thinks I need a mom here. They're like, Alex needs a mom. Yeah.
You know what I think it is? I think it's like people don't want to believe that any young person, but specifically women, can be successful, love what they do, and then
lift each other up and be happy for one another. Like,
but it's possible, and that's what the real world is. And especially now more than ever, like, you don't have to just have one woman in the room, one gay person in the room, one black person in the room. Like, we're all here to, like, do a job and do it right. And I think you both are incredible at what you do, and obviously the world knows that. And so if people are pitting you two against each other, guess who's gonna lose? Them.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. It's like, I see those comments and I'm like,
we see everything.
We do see everything. I know.
I think the best, most successful people in life are those that open up spaces and open doors for other people. Because then you're the person that, you know, brought the new generation aboard. You're the person that inspired people. And I think that's more long lasting than being, like, the best whatever in one room. Yeah. So we're all supportive here. So from this, we've learned, trust your gut, find a supportive group of people, don't take life too seriously. We've also learned to not plan too much ahead, like, go with the flow of life, and be your authentic self.
Yes.
So many great lessons from Alix.
Yes, and laugh.
Enjoy life.
Just laugh through it.
Okay, so we are kind of we're going towards the end of the dinner view.
So sad, I could talk forever with you.
Well, I know, we'll talk more after we cut. Oh. We always do. Like, usually they go for, like, another, like, 3 or 4 hours.
Wait, seriously? Yeah. Oh my
god. But every time, before we kind of get to the end, everyone who is
I get my greasy fingers and I put my hands all over your book.
Well, so everyone who's an official DinnerViews guest
I love it.
They sign the guest book. And so there'll be a space for you.
Yeah, look at all these people.
Yeah, and then, so Maya was my last guest, and she asked you a question, okay? Oh, and then you're going to leave a question for our season 2 premiere person, which I'm hoping is Rie, but she's, like, traveling a lot, so it could be a surprise.
I know, Rie's a busy gal.
She's busy. But we're talking. Okay. But Maya's question for you is, when you're feeling low, how do you pick yourself up? Also, you're beautiful and amazing, Maya.
Oh my god, I love her. She's beautiful and amazing too. Maya's also hilarious.
We talked about that.
Crack up at her stuff. Like,
she's great.
Go follow her.
You're gonna love her.
Sometimes I, like, just DM her and I'm like, oh my god, this is so funny. Yeah. There have been, like, really dark times in my life where I have found a way to, like, laugh in little moments. Yeah. And sometimes that feels wrong, but it always makes you feel a little bit better, even just for a moment. Yeah. And I think you start piecing together those moments, and then they become your life.
Yeah, because, like, even if you're kind of faking a smile or putting on a laugh, like, you're still exerting energy into making yourself feel positive.
And they say something about, like, when you actually smile, it's
just, like, positive reinforcement.
Yeah. There's always something to laugh at. Yeah. You know?
The world is funny and crazy.
And I think that's so important. Like, whether if you're in a low point now, there is always like, better days ahead.
Yeah.
There's always better days ahead.
Always look on the bright side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Good answer. Okay, and then the last final thing is, yes, if you could talk to like a younger Alix Traeger, let's say maybe 5, 7 years old.
Oh, God.
A, what would you think of this dinner? And then what would you say to yourself?
If I was 5, what would I think of this dinner?
Or at whatever young age.
I like chicken on bones. Yeah, 5-year-old me would maybe not eat the lettuce.
Got it. Yeah. No arugula.
I would eat the bread. I'd eat the chicken.
Pick through it.
That's it.
Yeah. And what advice for your younger self?
Oh, advice for my younger self. You know more than you think you know.
Whoa.
You know more
That's
than
a good
you
one.
think you know. I think, like, especially for me, I've always been kind of silly and goofy, and maybe I play into being, like, wild and crazy and...
Or childlike one myself.
Childlike? Yeah, maybe that's a good one.
But that's a good thing.
Don't take that for not being smart.
Yeah.
Because I do think I'm a very smart girl, and I'm savvy, and I'm strong-willed and stubborn, and that you should stop running into the street.
Oh, was that a problem?
Crazy. Yeah, actually, I had a big problem running into the street. My mom, like, imagine me, and then just imagine me as, like, a wild 5-year-old who didn't know anything.
Wow.
I would just be running everywhere. Like, they call me the blonde blur because I was just, like, so hectic. And my mom was always, like, trying to make sure I wasn't running into the street. I could be a little bit safer.
Safer.
Yeah. I don't want to chill, but, like, maybe...
Avoid being hit by a car.
Yeah, maybe that.
Got it. There we go. Perfect.
There's been a few close calls.
Okay, well, that's really sweet.
It's sad. I kind of am sad that this is ending.
Well, honestly, we're going to end it and then we'll talk more. We have more wine. I have more wine up there. You see?
Oh my God, yeah, let's see that one.
But
no, it's been so fun. And,
good.
like, I was looking forward to this for a while.
Yay, yeah, I know. I've been trying to get it working.
Like, literally, when I saw your first episode, remember I texted you? I was like, oh my God, I want to be on it. 'Cause
Yes.
it's, like, so fun. And obviously, I get, like, my dream dinner.
Yes. Because I love cooking for you because you always get, like, really excited about it. It makes me feel good.
I'm so excited about food.
But yeah, so thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, I gotta give you, like, your promo. So, like, you have your Instagram is Major Traeger. You have a YouTube channel.
I do. Please subscribe.
Yes. What's like is it the handle for the YouTube? Or?
It's just Alixs Traeger. You can find me. I do more than food on my YouTube channel because like that's my outlet for everything I want to do.
Yeah.
Which is like I find so much joy in everything. So cooking has been primarily on Tasty. I do some food stuff on my YouTube channel, but it's a little bit more. It's more you. More sides of me.
Yeah, it's more you. Yeah.
Although I do intend to like do more food on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Because I feel like I don't do enough. But
well, now you have friends who can help you out.
I know, right? I know. I should have vlogged this whole thing. Next time.
Okay. Well, amazing, and that's basically it. So we'll drink some more, and thanks for coming, and we'll talk more.
That. Cheers.
Cheers.
To the season finale.
Season finale.
I hope it cracked up to everything you wanted it to be. It's no Game of Thrones finale, but
it's not Game of Thrones. It's our own little finale. Thank you, and for everyone who's watched through this whole season, I honestly don't even know.
Oh yeah, you have to do like a
little wrap up. Yeah, so
season wrap up.
Yeah, basically.
Season finale.
I've wanted to do this show since I was an intern at Tasty.
Yeah.
And no one believed in it. No one believed in me. But I thought it was a really good idea. And it wasn't until I bought all my own equipment and made the time to do it.
He's on everything.
I'll have to like show a image of all of what's behind the camera. But it wasn't until I invested in myself that the goal that I wanted to happen actually came into fruition. And even in the beginning when I was like kind of asking for people to be a part of it, they were like, oh, I don't really know. But it wasn't until like I just did it.
Yeah.
And then it started to roll and people wanted to be a part of it and people were asking about it. And now it's like something I'm really, really proud of. And so as like you're growing up like and going into your next ventures, I'm really excited just for you to find something that brings you a lot of joy, that's your own, that you can own. And I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this show. And for those of you who have watched and like made it through these 11 episodes with me, I read every comment. I see all the messages you send to me that you listen to it while you are riding on your way to school. I've heard you're carpooling to work and you listen to it with your friends. I've heard people talk about while they're cooking for their family, listen to it. Yeah, so just thank you.
Maybe I should stop listening to murder and start this.
Hey, I'll take it. But thanks for supporting me. There's more to come, and thanks for allowing me to make this dream happen.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Thank you. Okay, DinnerViews Season 1. We're out.
Cheers. Bye, guys.
Bye.